At times, changing from sectors, one sector to the other, brings in a lot of discomfort in people. And when it does bring in discomfort, it brings in a lot of doubt as well. Now, I know you said you kind of did it with ease because you always knew what you were wanting to do, but a lot of people struggle with that as well, where they are unsure if this is the right move for them. They're unsure if this will work for them. What career advice would you have for them? What career advice would you give to such people?
It's a great question, and the first thing is don't try to get all your answers because you'll never get them. It is eventually going to be a leap of faith. I've had a situation once in my career where I decided to leave a company. I had 7 job offers within
Wow.
30 days, right? And I did the classical MBA SWOT. And I can tell you, SWOTs don't work,
Hmm.
right? I exercised a choice which SWOT told me was the best choice, and it was the wrong one. And in 2 months, I left that company. So, you talked about self doubt, fears. Uh, we all have our self doubts and fears, me included, right? I mean, I started my own advisory. I thought that, it's so, with the kind of standing I have in the HR world, people will give the right arm to say, Prabir, a bit of you, right? But that's not how the world is. People feel sometimes intimidated. My God, I don't want Prabir coming in. Will I look small? So there are lots of reasons, lots of, the world is not as fair. The world is not as merit driven. There are issues of jealousy. There are issues of people willing to spite you. These are realities of life. And
True.
especially when you change a company, a culture, an industry, you start all the way from the beginning.
Very
And
true.
as applied to me, I mean, your reputation was good till company X. Now in company Y, can you do it again? So it is very human, and I don't think it is unfair or it is a failing. The question is, what do you do in spite of it? And that is where, Gopal, I think it is the brave who actually chance their arms. you know uh, at the end of the day, every company that I joined in my career, from engineering to IT to pharma to auto to a conglomerate to again pharma, everyone said we are unique. I
Mm.
can tell all our viewers, no company is unique, no industry is unique, right? At the end of the day, it finally boils down to common sense. And especially as you build your career, it's a lot about having the humility, the vulnerability to learn, asking the right questions, being stupid. I mean, expressions are different in every industry. And you're sitting in a management meeting, I'll talk about my experience, and I don't even know what that expression means. I mean, just ask. Just ask. Because the guy who has hired you is not expecting you to know everything from day one. But we have made it an issue of, oh my God, people will think I'm stupid. Oh, people will think that. So I think a lot of these ghosts must be exorcised. It doesn't make sense. So it is human, but it is equally important for you to look beyond yourself. And unfortunately, and I've had the one odd good guy who has stood by me to kind of say, no, Prabir, it's okay. Take the plunge. Many people will say things will collapse. My God, what if it doesn't work? But then it applies to anything else. Why are you even going to work tomorrow morning? Stay at home, right? I mean, anything can go wrong. You can be hit by a bus tomorrow, right? So I don't think that that is smart thinking. And you should chance your arms. And at the end of the day, yes, you'll have a few bloody noses and a little bruise here and there. It's fine. That's part of the deal. But finally, you win the battle, and your confidence is different. And then your confidence gets better. And that's how almost, I wrote about it some time back, if it helps our viewers. Every big guy was the boy or the girl next door someday,
Very
right?
true.
I mean, there's nothing unique about me. I mean, at the end of the day, there are many people. But yes, I did some things different. And to me, I think, and we'll maybe talk about that, I think courage is very important, when you're making career shifts. You must have courage, you must have self belief. Otherwise,
Yeah.
there are 20 people who are willing to kind of scare you. But ultimately, you chance your arms, and only when you chance. See, I've been a keen horse rider as a child growing up and stuff like that, and I always had the worst horse to be on. She would suddenly buck, she would be on her hind legs. I would tell my instructor, why is it that I get the worst horse? Right? And he would always say, आपकी riding सबसे tough है. In my entire life, I've never fallen off a horse. Because even
Wow.
if the horse bucks, I've said, no, pony, you can do what you want. I'm not going to get up. And she has bolted. She has done all kinds of things, right? So maybe, when I look back and I connect that with careers, if a horse has not been able to throw me off, why should I worry about any career switch or about what will happen? It's a wrong call. You'll correct it. But, if unless you venture out, you're not going to be discovering yourself fully.